This program is a multiplication table generator. The user can choose which timetable to display, and he enters the number as an integer. Then I use a for loop to go from 1 to 12 and calculate the answer, and then display the question and the answer. Let's test it. If I run it, enter the number to see the multiplication table. Let's make it 7, and you can see the heading as well as the numbers, the whole timetable. This program is to determine the sum of all the numbers in a list. I created the list with the random numbers. There are 6 numbers. I initialize the sum to 0, and then I use a loop to add each number in the list to that total, and then I print the final result with a label. Let's test the program. The sum of the numbers is 45. So if I change the numbers, let's say I make that one bigger, so now it'll be 55, that'll be 65, and I test it again. This program checks if a list contains a specific item. I created a list with all the provinces in South Africa, and then the search item, I ask the user which item they're looking for, and then I simply use the function search item in my list to check if the item is in there and display an appropriate message. Let's test the program. Which item am I looking for? I know Gauteng is in the list. Yes, Gauteng is in the list. Let's try it with just a random letter that is not in the list. And then it is case sensitive. So if I search for KwaZulu-Natal, KZN, with small letters, it says it's not in there. But if I search for it with capitals, it is there. Now this program, the user first creates a list, a numbers list, entering 5 different numbers. So I start with an empty list, and then I collect 5 numbers using a for loop. It keeps telling the user to enter the next number, and then it appends it to the current list. Now you can't do this adding it to a tuple because they're immutable. So I created a list for this. Then I convert the list to a tuple by using the word tuple, and it converts it to an immutable tuple. Now you can't sort a tuple, so you'll have to sort the numbers in the list and then convert it back to a tuple. So ascending is converted back from a list to a tuple, and after using the built-in method to sort the list. Then I display the original tuple and the sorted one in ascending order, and the sorted one in descending order. Let's test this. So I have to enter 5 numbers. I'll put big numbers and small numbers. So there's the original list, then sorted in ascending order and sorted in descending order with round brackets which indicates that it's a tuple. I'll do it again to show that it works for any list. Here's the original one, sorted in ascending and descending order. This program will display all 12 multiplication tables using a nested for loop. So the outside loop will go from 1 to 12 and display the heading for each multiplication table, and the inner loop will go from 1 to 12, work out the result and display each question with an answer. Let's test the program. There you can see all the multiplication tables up to the 12 times table.